what happens here with Mr. YouTube. Before we get started, so I just want to tell you, see, even in life, I have my problems too. I have my challenges in life. Believe me. I mean, in fact, the more people I work with, the more challenges I have. And on top of that, Keith, can you email, or did you text Brian? If you could text Brian, let him know we're in the room, or email him, whatever it is, text him, let him know we're in the room. All right, so one thing I want to make you aware of is that we do have our meeting on Wednesday. So Wednesday I'll have my phone back. So, oh, I think we're interrupted on the Facebook. It did. All right, cool. That's okay. Let it interrupt. Then Facebook, guess what? You don't get nothing tonight. Okay, and I'm going to record from here on this computer as well. All right, cool beans. So, all right, YouTube's alive. Facebook is drowning. All right, cool beans says shortly, so I'm going to cut you off. All right, Facebook. YouTube, you're alive and well. Facebook worked fine last week. This week now, Facebook decides to take a pause on us. All right, so I am recording live on this here and Zoom as well. And then as well, let's see. All right, let me go ahead and start sharing the screen so we can go ahead and begin and get moving. Okay, let's rock and roll, let's rumble, and let's do a lot of things here. Okay, so let's go screen share. I'm going to share my screen here, and let's go here, and there we go. All right, we're on the screen, and let me go ahead and do this with you here. All right, you heard the snapshot. Don't tell nobody. All right. All right. Yeah, if you can go ahead and also okay. One other thing real quick before we get started. Is let's go ahead and begin in a place where we once started, way back in the days of when we first started. For those either registered with us or not registered with us, I see some of you are just in this room. I have another room I'm in. I'm experimenting. I'm in Instagram and another one, Pinecrest. So, and there's another one. I test sample the TV dot something. I'm trying to look for it as I'm talking. That seemed to work pretty good. There was 142 people on the first day. And Keith and I are working on there's a couple of books now, or 3 books we'll be coming out with as well. Okay, so when we go ahead and begin, what I want to do is pause for 1 minute. 1 minute, give me 1 minute. That's my pause. The reason why I wanted to pause is I wanted to show you. Here's the, I don't know if you can see it, but I have an old one of these phones here. Flip phone. I always have spares. This is the best phone that's ever worked for me ever. Best one ever. So that thing works like a charm. Never failed me ever. Always worked. I dropped this sucker one time from 2 stories and it still works. Nothing wrong with it. So I think today's modern technology is kind of a little, I don't know. But okay, that's what I wanted to show you is my phone. Yeah, this is the old phone right here. Oh, trustworthy. Oh, faithful. Oh, faithful. All right. Enough of that. Okay, but I just want to let you guys know, hey, I have problems just like you two in life. I can say, oh, I don't have a phone. I really can't get in contact with people and so on and so on. And guess what? Would you guys buy it? Sometimes other things has happened in my life for personal, but the phone thing, and I was all distraught about it. It's like, gosh darn, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I've had some people call me and I can't get the messages regarding the corporate stuff. And so, you know, that Keith would probably be wringing my neck right now if he knew all that. Oh, I just said it, didn't I? Don't wring my neck, Keith, please. All right. Let's get started. Here we go. Corporate Credit Blueprints. Let's rock and rumble. Tonight's going to go ahead and be about, it's always been about you, but I want to make sure. Hey, hi, Quentin. How are you, sir? Good to see you. All right. And then we have Keith. We have Kevin in this particular room. We have Sarah and Janice and Mark, Larry, Carrie, and we have a new person named Susan. We have Jeremy and Oscar. And then we have on the other one, we have Sally, Jesse, Albert, Pepe. Okay, Pepe. And Lori. Okay, cool. So with those things, thank you. All right, so with those things is this. What I want you to begin to remember when we're building business credit, there's a whole other game to it really that I've always been leading up to. That now I'm going to begin to say. Why? Well, there's a time and place for things, people, when you're really teaching and training people, because you really want them to get the best of certain things. And some people, are nervous about, doing their business credit because they might have to go ahead and talk to somebody and whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Well, the thing is, if you want me to call them for you, since you're part of the group, I don't mind doing it, but you're going to have to send me your information, all of it, so I can call and talk in behalf of you, so I can sound like you or whatever it is, so we can get the cards ordered for you. So, unless you want to go online and do the order, if you get a instant approval, no worries. If you get one with a code 25, print it out, give me the company information, all the data, so I can go ahead and call and then step in as the CFO for you and take care of business. So you're not left alone. You just got to give me the information so I can win at the end of the day for you. Okay? This is a lot of stuff we do. So you would be temporarily hiring me to go ahead and do your bloody work. Okay? So no worries. Now, next thing is this. Why do I put the wolf there? The wolf is something that's continually a hunter. And it really hunts when it's hungry. When it's hungry, it doesn't fear. It doesn't matter. Even if it's shot, even if gets in a clamp where it plants his leg, trapped. It'll chew his own leg off to get away. Are you going after your business credit in that fashion? Are you driven in that way that nothing will stop you? Here's the thing really about corporate credit. You can have any amount you want as long as you're willing to have that desire, the way this animal does. Now, I get it. Some people can't do it for a length period of time. Do it for a week and take a break the next following week, just kind of every other day and relax. Then the next week, get back in tune again for 5 days. Take a break, and eventually you'll find yourself, you'll be there 30 days straight, and all of a sudden you'll see your whole business transform inside of that. But anyways, that's just a little bit about the animal. All right. One thing I want to let you know is another thing is this. While others are accepting financial uncertainty based on what happened last year, you can plan for 2021. And why do I bring up plan now instead of like in the beginning of the year? See, in the beginning of the year, everybody says that. Everybody says that in the beginning of the year. You're in the second quarter now. You're in the second quarter. Now you're going to be going into the third quarter. The third quarter is this. The third quarter is this. The third quarter is this. The third quarter is now that's why I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question because I want to know really where you're going to be in the third quarter. See, the third quarter is going to be your most important part of the year. See, a lot of people don't really understand that or really believe it, but that is your most important time of the year, because you are now going into the last phase. Your second quarter and your first quarter kind of prep you for the third quarter. The third quarter makes it so where you will be in a position now to make sure you finish your fourth quarter. Your fourth quarter will usually mimic your first quarter. And I said mimic. Now, I said usually. Doesn't mean it has to stay that way. You have a way to operate and move even quicker inside of certain things that you would need to go ahead and do. Again, certain things you will need to go ahead and do. Now, what I mean by that is that you want to begin to understand is that it's you who makes the difference again. It's you who we can go ahead and assist to get there. All you have to do is call us, give us the game plan, and then from there, in black and white, not like just verbal. We want it written down. Like I went over last week with you. Someone is in a program with us, and I gave you exactly what they were looking for, and they were very crisp and clear about it. So it makes our job easier to go ahead and work from there. So what I want to let you know, and it's not like there's anything wrong. It's not like anything's bad. It's not like anything's right. It's not like anything's good. That's not where we come from. One of the areas where we come from is supporting you and having what you're really up to having inside of the game with some assistance. So some things I want to let you know is that you are able to have things, but we just need a clear picture from you. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less in writing, so we can go ahead and assist you in getting what you want. Not like, well, I'm going looking for, no, it's I am doing this. Okay, great. I am doing that. Okay. By what day, what time, what hour? So one of the things I want to make you aware of is that one of the most important thing is this, is that as you begin to grow in your business, you're going to begin to find out some things are going to rub you raw, chaff you, burn you, will get you upset, get you frustrated, get you bent out of shape. Just want, God, why won't this end? Why won't this hurry? Some are going to go ahead and wait for different things. As you can tell, I'm home and working. The animals are running wild. Not a problem. All right. So as we go on, you want to begin to remember is that as we work in life, like I said, we're working at home, we're going through stuff here. You guys are at home, have to fight in between. Whoever's yanking at your chain in the house, maybe your kids running around, maybe you got dogs, cats, wild horses, I don't know, whatever it might be. So one thing I want to make you aware of is that one of the most important things that happens in life is this, is that you begin to understand that it's not you, it's just things that aren't happening. Like right now, my phone just went off. I cannot see who it is. And there's another one. So as we go, it's just interesting to see there's another. Oh my God, this is so frustrating. It's funny at the same time, I laugh at myself. All right. So one thing I want to let you know, and also my internet picture keeps going in and out. Don't know why, and it doesn't really matter. My job is to keep delivering and keep doing what we're going to go ahead and do. Why? Because that is important to us. Okay, so now what we want to do is begin to remember this. We want you to know, to understand that 2020, like it says, 20, you can plan for 2021 to be the most successful year of your life. Live in a limitless abundance with Corporate Credit Blueprints, Business Credit Builder, our most popular programs, and for growing and automating your online business with business credit. What does that mean? Anyone have any idea what that means? I know you've read it already for a few minutes. You have any idea what it means? So with that said, what I want to let you know is that one of the most important things in regarding to the business is that your business is really important about what you're doing, when you do it, and how you do it. There is a method to this, and there is a, guess what? A formula. A formula that makes a difference. The formula that makes not more than just a difference. It's a formula that really, really, really makes a difference inside of what you're up to. Is there a right way? No. Is there a wrong way? No. It's just a way to get you that we have. So we have follow a proven program over the years to go ahead and see what has been given, what works, what doesn't work, when it will work, how it will work, many, many different things. So as we begin to look at what goes on, is that we want you to understand and to know that you are here, that you are here in the business. You're making it happen for you're making it happen. Now, when I say for yourself, it does not mean by yourself. Now, some people hear that, and so one thing, I guess my internet's going to allow me to have camera again or something. All right. So again, while others are success, we had, like I said, our business had the most successful year last year. Okay. If you want to live in limited abundance with the Corporate Credit Blueprints Business Credit Builder, our most popular programs, and for growing or automating your online business with business credit. How do you do that? Well, I left it for you to answer, but whatever answer you came up with is probably the right answer. There's no, see, in building business credit, there really is no wrong answer, even if you mess it up, because there's always a solution. But you've got, one thing what we teach is you begin to learn that there's a buffet of answers and many solutions to the buffet of answers, as long as you do not do any kind of scrupulous activity. Honest mistakes are happen. They do, all right? Even when we have people in the power trade program, also we have people in the Millionaires Mastery program, they make their mistakes, and then we have to clean it up, which means this: we go in, we help them clean it up. They do the work, but we coach them on doing the work so they know what to do when because you're human. As you grow, you're going to make these mistakes, and then you've got to be willing to go ahead and say, okay, great, I made the mistakes. Clap your hands. What did I learn? They taught me to do this. This is why this is why I've said building business credit is never there's no top to the mountain. Even I get coaching, and Keith knows I get coaching like that on the side in other areas, because the fact is, I want to make sure that I not only do I deliver a product, I deliver a product that will knock your socks off. Sometimes it might not be the way you think it should be, but that's you thinking the way it should be. You asked us to coach you our way, and that's how we're going to do it inside of the way you think it should be. Some people, they know within about 90 to 120 days what we'll be reporting. But some things, like for instance, we might not care about so much about Dun and Brad as of to the SPFE. Why? Because that's more important than Dun and Brad. Dun and Brad is only good to get the score, but the SPFE is good inside of with Dun and Brad, so you can go ahead and get more value for the bang for the buck. Another thing, if you go research now, Equifax. Equifax is kind of okay, nothing wrong with it, but Business Experience is a strong one for all your cash line credit. So let me ask you, would you want 50,000 that you applied for showing up on Experian, or would you rather have $150,000 showing up on your Business Experian? Well, now will allow you to get higher credit lines or more of them at $50,000 or less with no tax ID. Some program, with no tax returns. Erase with no tax ID. You must have a tax ID. All right. But with no tax returns. What if I told you there are some places? When I say some places, well, you have two, those of you that have 2 hands and 2 feet, and those of you that might have some parts missing. I don't mean to exclude you, but I'm going to say if you have 10 fingers and 10 toes, that's roughly how many companies are out there that will let you go up to 100 with no tax returns, as long as you have a business experience of 85 plus and reporting of 150,000. You tell me. We're always updating, we're always researching, we're always doing everything to make sure that we do and get the best for our clients. Why? Why is that important? The reason that's important is because the fact is, the more bang for your buck, the better off you're going to be. Because also, we're going to show you other things to do. Another thing is this. 2020 has been one of the most financial successful years here at Corporate Credit Blueprints. Ever. Why? Well, I told you some of the things why that people that were crying. Oh my God, got to get the business quit. I got to go and do this quick. I got to do this. Hey, we already had companies set aside from years. I've had them several, and I knew eventually I was going to need to use them. So they were already set up, ready to go. Now, of course, if the money was there, it was more money. So, for instance, if we already had 300,000 in credit lines, it cost you 600. I'm not gonna, because especially when they're seasoned for almost 8-9 years. In fact, that's cheap underneath the market. So the bottom line is that, and the credit lines that were there didn't have to be what do you call it? They didn't have to switch. You didn't have to go ahead and have the new owner come in and go ahead and then do the check on them, because it was not under the business. It wasn't under a personal guarantee. So there's many ways you can do. We had several other companies for less. I just give you the highest one. The reason why I do that this way, for some people, just if they're not into it, they're not going to go ahead and call, which is fine. So that's the reason why I gave you a high number. And that's probably not even high. There's something I've seen out there really crazy for 300,000. They're charging you like almost 800. The bottom line is they're worth money. And this is why, this is another thing we show you. See, a lot of you don't understand, even when I was showing you about divisions eventually build you money. I'm telling you some money, but you've got to build the structure first. That's why the first year is kind of like, okay, great. You're going to cry, you're going to whine, you're going to moan because you can kick and scream, and that's okay. Love you anyways. I understand it. I did it. And some things I did the hard way. So after I did this, I don't have to do it that way. Everything's learned that we do here at Corporate Credit Blueprints. Everybody that works here has gone through the whole thing. We've gone through the waves of real estate, waves of this. So some of the things we show you here is not stuff that's just made up out of thin air. All right, we have tested, tried, and proven methods to create limitless growth regardless of the current financial climate in business credit, and we want to pass these proven business credit systems from corporate credit blueprints to you and your business, so you can see exponential growth in 2021 with your business. Now, what I meant and what I mean by this too is this. This is going into the third quarter. Some of you are in the second quarter, wishing you were in the first quarter. First quarter's gone. Sorry. Second quarter's gone. Sorry. Third quarter's already here. Why is it already here? We're always living in the future in the business. At least 90 days for some of you. Some of you needs to be 5 years. Some of you needs to be 10 years. If you read even Bezos' book, Steve Jobs' book, Sam Walton, Costco, go back even to your steel mill times. It's so funny. Their conversation is the same conversation, the people that made it big, that you say big in the Fortune 500 businesses. They say they have the same conversation. Since 1918, same conversation. It's the same conversation. Same conversation. Someone came on the side and handed me a note. Same conversation. So what I'm saying is that there is no change, because change is just more, better, different. What happened along the way, each person began to transform the business arena and the business credit, so to where it is today, that you, as a regular person, when I mean regular, that you're a person that works every day in life from, I don't know, let's say from 7 to 5:30 every day, you get out. Or some of you could be consultants, where I consult a couple of days out of the week, and you work those hours. But one of the things is this: the conversation that you hear in business is always about what they once had. That's gone. It's over. Fini. There is no yesterday. This is what I mean by driving with the rear view mirror. You got to put your hands back on the steering wheel. Look, take the rear view mirror off the windshield and throw that thing away. You don't care what was behind you. Take the good stuff and move it into the future, so you can behave in the present moment. This is what a lot of people don't understand. When I say we've tested, tried, and proven methods to create limited growth regardless, is this: we have done many things from all the way from 1985 to current, and in between the waves. That's why when the wave came, We were ready. We knew the wave was coming. When I say new, not the date and time, but there's another wave coming. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Are you really ready to take a hit? Do you have $1 million to $2 million to ride the wave for a year for your business? I'm not saying you won't make any money in your business. I'm just saying, will you have money to keep going in your business besides the PPP loan? Some of you are even eligible for that. Just go on, I'm going to tell you, just go on YouTube and go ahead and Google some things, and they'll tell you if you had your business going and this, that, and the other thing, there's some, I'm going to call it loopholes, okay? The loopholes doesn't mean anything bad. It just means it's a loophole that can be used, and there's people that out there that understand the loophole. Can they charge you on the doing the PPP? I don't know. If they do, is it appropriate? I don't know. We just do the work ourselves. So all I'm going to tell you, some of you can do that. Some of you have family that can do that. Just go on YouTube and check that and call them, and you're going to find out. Some of you qualify for that PPP, and you won't have to get out what you're doing. Hey, I'm going to tell you, okay? There's one guy. He's been in business for a little while. Let's say not a little while, like 3 years. All right. Now, he got, what's it, $175,000 and had no employees except himself and his wife. Now he has 8 employees and his wife and himself. And now his business is booming. Now, in Corporate Credit Blueprints, we set him up. He has his business credit, but he applied for that because we just talked. I don't really want to get into applying for people like that because you know what? It's not worth the time. Other one people, that's what they do. They want to help you out. We do. I'll refer you to where to go. And if they charge you, that's hallelujah. If they don't charge you, that's hallelujah. All I can tell you is that the guy is thrilled to death. Why? Because I didn't think he was going to get it either. I didn't know, and he got it. And so now anyways, the bottom line is you never know what you can get unless you begin to try. And I don't mean try like someday. Try means right now. Don't wait. Go to YouTube after this. Go look. Get a couple of them. Call them up. See, hey, do you do blah, blah, blah? They'll ask you like 10 questions. If all 10 questions are yes, you're in. And yes, it can happen in 72 hours. Do it on Monday and be in your bank by Thursday morning. Now, some of you won't qualify. Some of you are afraid to qualify because you flap your lips too much. Loose lips sink ships. Loose lips sink ship. You gotta, here's one thing. One thing you must learn as a business officer or a business founder of your organization. If you're an LLC, you're a straight out business owner and you're a hit. You're a hit like good snow. What I mean by that is this. You're like the British when they came over to the United States for the war. They wore white stripes, X's in the front, white X's in the back for the Revolutionary War, saying, here I am, I'm the target. See, that's what an LLC does to you. I don't care what attorney out there tells you different. You are the sitting duck. That's why I like corporations. There's a way to be a founder, and a founder does not have to own stock. I'm not going to explain how it gets done, but those who join up with us, we get into explanations and details, okay? But another thing is this. An LLC, if you have one, we show them how to appropriately change it around, create a corporation, and on top of the corporation, get the history. If it's been in business, let's say your LLC has been in business for a little while, there's a way you can get the history to the corporation. That's all I'm going to tell you. But I want to let you know is this, regardless of your current financial climate, doesn't matter what the climate is, you can build your business. Those who have done anything with the power trade line and the millionaires trade lines is this, you're at the right time. If you did it on the third quarter, you'll be going into the end of the year, which is kind of rough and tough and challenging at times. You can get through it, but your best time would be, if you did, you'll probably see more in January the following year. Those of you who got in now, the reports and everything else that you've been working on are being updated. Some of the stuff that you've done, some of you have got your assignments, and if it's been done, we'll be checking Monday morning early. We'll be checking, and if it's not done, the thing is that you're going to be holding up your own progress and your own money that you say you want. We're treating you as a CFO. We're treating you as a millionaire. We're treating you as a millionaire of a business that you're working. That's how we work. In other words, does a millionaire, when they have a project to do in their business, wait? No, they're out there doing it. So when we give you a project to do, you say you want so much money. Well, guess what? We're giving you the access to get it straightened out, so you know what to do if you ever get in trouble. You're in a high level program. For those of you that are in a different program, then it's a whole other program inside of what you've been doing. We build you in baby steps because that's what it requires. But when someone pays for a whole other program, the power program, the millionaire program, whoa, it's a whole other conversation. We don't handle you as a little child. I'm not saying you're a child, okay? So when I say that, I say it in respect, because some of you are busy and you really can't, you can run only so fast because you got other loads to take care of. We understand. So we're willing to work with you, hold your hand, and get you through it. So when you get there, when you begin to start getting the credit, you can move a little quicker and do a little more things. That's all that means. So when I say, the reason why I have to say child, I'm saying it because if not, I would just flood you. I would hose you with a 20-inch hose of information and say, go do this. Man, my trainers despise that when I do that, because man, the guy, you just drowned him. So just forgive me when I say, I don't mean child like a child. I say it so when I'm talking to you, I'm not here to flood you and have you feel like lost. I really want all of you to win. So that's why I say that. But when you join the program like that, it game on. That's my forte. I push. And if you don't get it done, cool beans. I just go, okay, not done. Then I take a note and say, okay, on this date, didn't finish it. Cool. That means that one day they just wasted 1 month. One day you miss something is a month, because it takes time once you get it in. So that's why we're very adamant about the time. We're doing our back end work. You got to do your front end we give you. And it's, when I say it's not much, it's detailed, but it needs to be done. All right. Next thing is this: business opportunity. What's business opportunity? Do you realize business opportunities come your way every day? Every day. The reason why I say business opportunities, there is business opportunities inside building your business credit. What do I mean by that? Well, that's what I'm saying. We have a couple of people that they have their actually we're working on a collage, and it's their dream board. We're going to be starting it this Tuesday. I have my dream board ready to go. And then I have my magazines I'm going to be using to cut out, and I'm going to start pasting. What I'm going to paste on that particular dream board is for each client I have to do a dream board for. That's why I had another course the following, just passed, when I had a live, at one of the trainings, the live training, they were finishing up their power thing. And I made the biggest mistake of my life. I had to do 40 dream boards for each person. Man, that's why I said, hey, where'd you go? Where you been? What you been doing? I'm telling you, I didn't think it'd be that hard, but I'll show you the size of the dream board on Wednesday. It was tough, but I got a lot out of it. But it was very challenging inside of what I meant. I didn't think about the dream board when I did it. I had the dream board in place, but I forgot. My God, 40 people for each individual, I couldn't just do the same. There's 40 different individualities I have to deal with. So now I lessen it down to less, so I can actually give more time to the dream board and do it appropriately with them. So when I show them their dream board, what they're telling me, and then they're going to send me a copy of their dream board, then we'll see what sync we're on. You begin to realize after a while, you get in sync, and it's like, they're going to match my dream board, because that's where I'm going to raise them up to the level. Water will rise to its own level. Well, I'm going to stay way up here. And if they're down here, so that's not a problem. We're going to bring them up, and they'll stay with us. In other words, we'll put little floaties on them and pump air into it and have them float up to us. And it's easy to get to, because once they start tasting the fruits of their labor, it's like really awesome. So there's a lot of business opportunity inside of that. For instance, there's some opportunities that they'll receive in there regarding the real estate, and there's some real estate opportunities they'll get regarding that. There's some financial stuff done for them that they'll be able to go out and present a certified funds of money to go ahead and close the deal, and they'll have the certified funds to do it, what they need to do. This is where we say plan, do, act, and check. First, we're going to have you plan. We'll plan with you. Then we're going to go ahead and put you in the do mode. And then you're going to go ahead and do in the act mode. And then you're going to go ahead and check about the plan, which you have just acted, the do part, which action you've taken, the act part, we just put it into action, and the check part to say, okay, great. Let me check to see how it's going, because when you're putting it all together, when things are in escrow, or maybe you're buying a business, or maybe you're going to put a business out of business, or maybe you're going to put a business out of business. See, this is the stuff when I say that, I just drop a huge golden nugget in your pocket. That's like dropping 35 gold bars in your lap. 35 gold bars at 35 pounds each. Now you might say, oh, come on, really? Do you realize that goes on all the time? You get to go into a business and put it out of business. Isn't that crazy? Huh. Well, who does that? Oh, I don't know. Could Amazon? How about Apple? Not them, huh? What about Walmart? You'd be surprised at some things I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you all tonight, but I'll just give you some tidbit information. The power trade line people eventually will, the second group, the first group now is beginning to learn what I'm talking about. When you have money, you can put people out of business and take the business over. There's many ways, I'm telling you. And you say, oh, that's mean. Is it really? Is it really? No, it's not. It's done all day long. How about involuntary forced bankruptcy? There's so much, folks, that you have no idea what you can do. Once you get $1 million in credit, now I'm going to tell you, $1 million in credit, I don't mean vendor credit or business credit or trade credit, though you will need vendor credit, but you want cash lines, at least $500,000 in cash lines. I don't care if it's in credit cards, American Express, credit lines, whatever. There's so many things you can do for inside of things where you can do involuntary bankruptcy, walk into the plate. And I'm just giving you a simple over version of it. And it is that simple once it gets down to it. But involuntary bankruptcy in a business is to go ahead, and after you get done with what you got to go ahead and do because they owe bills and this, that, and the other thing, is that you're able to walk in that business and say, you know what, sir, I'm sorry, but you're gone, you're fired. Because you have all the paperwork to do what you got to do. Folks, I'm telling you. What if you go in the involuntary bankruptcy and you save a business and you tell the guy, hey, look it, I know we threw you out, but we're not throwing you out. We want to work some out with you to have you stay. What if we told you we can do and wipe out the back end of all the money that you owe? Clean everything up, because we look like you can do something here. You got in a pickle, you couldn't get something done. Well, what if we get done? We wipe this out, get that, and get you started again, and you give us a piece of the pie. You give us so much percentage of the pie, and you can still keep this operation. We're going to hone it down a little bit, and we're going to build back up because your product is really good. That's what you plan, do, act, and check. You help someone. Involuntary bankruptcy is just not bad. You just might have to help someone clean something up so you can take the business, and then you can bring back who, and whatever happened, you just do your checking. You do your check to make sure, was this person just in a bad situation? He didn't know how to get out. Didn't know how to get business credit, didn't know all this, didn't know that. You clean it up and put them back if they had a good product. See, folks, there's so many things you can go ahead and do. Even on the real estate thing and the millionaires part of it, not the power trade, but the millionaire part of it, we show them now how to get what to do to go to banks to buy the notes that they have are so trashed, anywhere from 10 cents to 25 cents on the dollar. Once you do that, now these are homes, single family homes, because they really want to get rid of them. And on top of that, once you have that and you purchase a portfolio of them, then you go down to each client and see what happened with them. What if I told you you're able to take that, since you own that paper, let's say it's, I don't know, let's say $150,000 house. Let's say they only owed 120 on it. But the thing is that they were 120 behind. They actually would have owned 80. What if you told them, I'll forgive the 20. We'll leave you back at 80. Because it looks like at 80, you could make the payment, and find out that would be true to still to today, and say, great, not a problem. What if we wipe that out and just start to let you stay in the house? Because since you're the owner of the note, you can do what you want with it. And don't you get to write off a piece of your corporation? I'm telling you, folks, when you when you are in our programs, the first beginning you don't learn that because the first year we have to get you through all the nonsense and through the mindset that you have. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, I've heard of this before. Oh, I've tried it. You haven't heard nothing. You haven't tried anything. If you did, you would be doing it and you'd be making money. So keep quiet. Straight up, straight out. This call like it is. And the guys teaching the real estate would teach you that. But they don't teach you the business credit. That's why it's so important when you get into the millionaire part of it and into the power trade part of it, you're in for a ride because we are doing a lot of stuff in those particular arenas and some other stuff we don't talk about yet. But I want to let you know, even when you begin in the beginner's part, you're going to plan, do, act, and check. We actually work with you that way. Next thing, we do plan on the problems. Things will come up and it's okay. So this one, when the problems come up, you run to it like a lion. You roar, you'll hold your chest up because you already know, even if you lose, you're going to win. What if I tell you, if you had all your divisions set up properly, and on top of that, that something happens to one of them? What if I told you there's a way to get out of it so it won't affect you? You BK like all the Fortune 500. I have a question to ask you. Google GM. Somebody. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Would somebody please Google GM and tell me how many divisions they have, or DBAs, or subsidiaries, whatever you want to call them. And I bet you it's not that. I bet you it's under 25. I bet you it's under 25. Why do I ask you to do that question? Because I'm going to tell you, if you know how to do your search, which we show you in the courses as we go on, but in the beginner's course, or when you're in the power course, in the millionaire training course, we cover all that. But then as we go on, now in those two courses, we go deeper. But in the beginning, we kind of give you a little tidbit how to begin to look. You look at Amazon. What do you think they get their write-offs from? Hello, divisions, subsidiaries. How about their manufacturer? What they test items on? I'm just telling you, folks, there's so much. We plan on the problem, so we plan on to where even when you'll lose, you'll win. Your safety credit is personal and business. You must know and understand the line of defense. This is no regular business credit building program, guys. Anyway, all you listen to these YouTube people out there, and their information is good up front. It's great. It's perfect. Get you in, get you your scores. Now what? Now, it's easier, of course, for the ones that brag about, hey, I got this, I got that. There's a few people that kind of say, they hint there was no personal guarantee on some of them. Okay, not a problem. But here's the challenge. Most of these guys talk about having good credit. The average American, they get busy in life, they forgot to make a payment, and all of a sudden gets behind, and next thing you know, the snowball starts a rolling. Then you go up to 29, 32% on a loan, and oh lordy, let me tell you, all of a sudden a $30 payment is now 120 bucks. Watch out, Susie Q. Watch out, holy moly, holy cow, all that stuff that goes along with it. This is what happens, and they finally just give up because they're busy working from 7 to 5:30. It's time to get home, or they can't deal with it during the day because when they do it on a lunch hour, they got to be on the phone for an hour and a half, and they only have an hour lunch. Then they got to try to do it in between on the extra half hour. All right, just talking, keeping quiet. No, you can't. Job doesn't give you the time to do that. I think personally, if a person has a problem and need to handle a bill, they should be able to go to their boss at their job, and the job say, you know what? Go handle it because I need you here mentally on the job. Go handle it, get out of the way, and come back. Don't make them wrong for it. Because that's one thing I did do back when I had 232 different people working for me. I knew that was a problem because my life in the beginning, 85, was not pretty. I went through a lot of stuff you guys go through. So I tell them, I did when I was not, before I had grew and I got now, other people working for me, it's my assistants. So I had Asia and Brianna. And they were told, look, if anyone has any financial problems, you hear them on the phone and say, find out what it is from them. And they say, look, if it's a credit card, a bill, light, whatever it is, they need to work it out. They have to spend time on the phone that haven't taken to the, we had a special room. That's all you would go to that special room, and it was quiet. You couldn't hear nothing. So they take care of it, and they come out, and we get them back to work because mentally now, okay, they got it taken care of. So these are the things you've got to begin to remember about people. You're the same way. So this is why we plan on the problem. So when they show up, you don't panic. All right, I got safety credit and the business, and I got safety credit personal, and I have a line of defense. They don't teach you this anywhere. They don't teach you this in Harvard. They don't teach you this in Yale. They don't teach you this in UCLA, USC, University of Spoiled Children, UCLA. You can't learn anything. Come on. They don't, these professors don't teach you any of this stuff that we're teaching you here. You've got to plan on the problem. Doesn't mean go looking for it. So when it shows up, you smile, say, oh my God, we were talking about this. Okay, cool. I know what to do now. Or you call us, hey, this showed up. I'm panicking for a minute. I know, blah, blah, blah. We listen to you. Say, great. Did you learn this? Yeah. You know what to do? Yeah. How much safety credit? I have this. Is it how much in personal safety credit? I have 80% of my $200,000. Okay, good. Okay, don't spend that unwisely. Let's go over that with you. We're not here to be your attorney. We're not here to be your financial planner. We're not here to be your what do you call it, tax person or CPA. All right. We're just going to tell you what we did, and it's up to you to choose yourself and go check with all the other people. We're just going to give you our consultant what we have done. Now, the next thing is this is what you've got to learn what your line of defense is. You're going to begin to learn. Those you have LLCs, you'll see how we'll move you from an LLC, this is the purple, and put you on the line of defense and make this a corporation. Because you're going to have way more power and protection versus in an LLC where you're the sitting duck. You're the British. When the British came, the British are coming. The British are coming. You have that white X. You'll have your white X on your front and back from the LLC. Look it up, and you'll see. Remember, LLC is a limit. I even took a ride in an Uber this week, and the guy was telling me, "Oh yeah, I'm incorporated." I said, "Oh yeah, what kind of corporation you have?" I have an blah 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 LLC corporation. I said, "Excuse me?" "Oh yeah, I got an LLC corporation." I said, "Who'd you get that from?" "Oh, my attorney did it." "And he told you LLC corporation?" "I believe so." Might want to check with him because it's LLC is a limited liability company, not a corporation. A limited liability company, which means it's you. You're the sitting duck. You're it. Bottom line, you're it, and you're going to take, and there's really no protection. There really isn't. There's some good attorneys that will tear you apart. Really tear you apart. Grandchildren in the background. Can you hear them? They learn this all the time. They even come down. I have a line of defense. I have a line of defense. All right, next thing is this. What I want to begin to let you know is this. What we're here is to go ahead and show you just a couple of things here tonight, what you have. In other words, you're going to learn to plan, do, act, and check. Some of you that are in the power trade lines, some of you in the millionaire area line program is that you're going to learn, plan, do, and act. The other programs we have that begin at different paces, you're going to learn to plan, you're going to learn to do, you're going to learn to act, and you're going to learn to check. When you come into the power trade portion or the millionaire portion, you're going to learn to plan, do, act, and check all four at one time because we're considering you're already active. If you're not, guess what? Catch up. You're going to mentally have to catch up. We are not, you pay for a powerful program, that's what you're going to get. You pay for a powerful program at a slower pace. You're going to plan, you're going to do, you're going to act, you're going to check. There's a difference between the two. But eventually we're going to hold you to account because you'll be moving up. When you move up to the other programs, it gets a little quicker, a little quicker, a little quicker. Now, also, you're going to learn about business opportunities. You're going to learn, like we said earlier before we began, while others are accepting financial uncertainty, you can plan for 2021 to be the most successful year of your life. Live in limitless abundance with corporate credit blueprints, business credit builder, our most popular programs, and for growing and automating your online business with business credit. How's that? Because there's services you'll be able to pay for that can help you automate your program. Some of you have big home businesses that aren't even getting off the ground yet. They keep waiting. Or some people will go ahead and online business and get their corporation started, and then they want you to do it without putting any money into it. No, you're full of baloney. If you really wanted your business credit, you say, okay, great. How much do I need? Oh, come on, give me a break on the price. I'm giving you as a business owner the bottom line break. But a lot of people are lazy. They want this. Now when they need the credit, they want to come back to you. Hey, can I get this now? No, because you haven't done nothing. And then they haven't paid bills from where they left and moved someplace else. Remember, debt follows tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. No matter where you go, no matter what state you go to, that tax ID follows you. Debt follows tax ID. Remember that powerful statement. You're going to learn that so much in the other courses. Debt follows tax ID. That's going to be your best friend. It's going to be your best wife or best husband, best boyfriend, best lover, whatever you want to call it. Why? Because it will get you always out of trouble if you understand it. Also, 2020 has been one of our most financial successful years because at Corporate Credit Blueprints ever. Why was it ever? People, the ones that told me they were really cocky. No, and I get it. I mean, the reason why I say I get it, I once danced in an arena. And then, when you get humbled, you never forget. They weren't humble. So I'm making $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month. I don't need any credit. Then all of a sudden, when the business stopped, where's the money coming from, baby? And they're robbing Peter and Paul, robbing the family. They are robbing the family, robbing the wife, or robbing the husband, robbing the kids, tennis shoes, robbing the rent, robbing the electricity, robbing their their internet, and robbing their stuff, be able to log in. Next thing you know, they're down to a phone where it's pay per phone, or whatever. What do you got? You pay before you use? I'm not sure what that is. So the thing is, remember, we are here to make sure you have what you wish. Oops. So we have a tested and tried and proven method to create and limit its growth and regardless. The bottom line is I want to say to you is this. All of you have the same opportunity as Bezos. All of you have the same opportunity as Steve Jobs. All of you have the same opportunity as all of you have the same opportunity as, guess who? Sam's, Costco. Anyone that uses sense that's successful, you have the same thing they had. They all started at zero. One of the things I say you really want to look at and remember, where you're at learning about business credit, some of them didn't have that experience to teach them. They had to go through it first. So look at Steve Jobs. You read his book, they bamboozled him out of his stock. And he studied and figured it all out. Then he says, I'm going back in. I'm taking back what's mine. See, a lot of you can play that way if you're willing to learn the prospect, what it takes. I'm going to tell you one thing I even told the Uber driver. This is one of the only that you can go ahead and whatever you invest in this, whatever you invest, you're going to get 10 times more of that money back in credit. Business credit, vendor credit, trade line credit. And when you join the power trade and also the millionaire multi club area, whatever you invest there, you're going to end up with at least a minimum of $250,000. Why is that? Because that's the investment that you made 10 times that. All I'm going to tell you is this: whatever you invest, whatever you do, you're going to make the difference. And it doesn't matter where. If you invest like in the lower end of the program, not a problem. You're going to get 10 times that. This is the only place. Some of you, I went through this 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. I went through this, how much a person spends, and they spend so much money at college with no certainty of return. Hoping for a job, and a lot of them you see working at Walmart. Nothing bad about it. But you paid for something that you can't pay for. Here, you pay for something that's going to pay you back. And once it pays you back and we show you correctly what needs to be done, you can go verify with your attorney. We don't care. He can change the wording all he wants. It's still going to come out the same way. And that is this: you'll be able to write that student loan off because the business is going to be paying it for you. But how does that happen? We'll tell you when you actually join our organization, join the family. Because when you join our family, we make sure we take care of you. One last thing before we go about real estate. Out there, you hear a lot of stuff about real estate, but here's one thing people has never discussed with you. They've never had a discussion, or no one has said this out there. All the gurus, I think next week I might name some names, not that they're bad. Their program's good. The reason I'm going to name their names because I like the program, but it's only for single family homes and maybe some other small multifamily units. Nothing wrong with the program. And there's a very few talk about apartment buildings. Now, when I mean apartment buildings, like anywhere from, let's say 1.2 million, 900,000 to 5 million. It's the mom and pop, the ones that have been around. There's some things that we do and figure on is this. What if I told you if an organization was able to go ahead and buy that only without you signing anything? And there's a way to do it. There's a way to go ahead and have that particular units done in a proper way. And that's one heck of a course. Why? Because it takes time. It's not microwave. Once you do it and once you get it rolling, man, it's a beautiful thing to do. But anyways, I just want to let you know there's a way to do it because it has to do with tax ID. All right, folks. I know I haven't said a whole lot, but I just kind of want to just give you a little teaser. Okay. All right. Good night. God bless you all. And most of all, remember this. Update. Man, Kevin, you're going to be my go-to guy. I love it. Kevin the man. GM has 4 as of now. Maybe, Kevin, you can do a check for next week on Wednesday. Wait, what's today? Sunday. On Wednesday. And give me an update back in, what was this? Go back to 2015. Wait. Yeah, 2015. And see how many they had then. All right? I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. All righty then. All right. Good to see you all. God bless you all. Have a great week. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And most of all, remember this. You are the millionaire of your business. You are the millionaire of your business.